We have some news right now. Pete Hegseth's pastor is calling for James Talarico, the Democratic nominee for Senate in Texas, to die. According to New Huffington Post reporting, Pete Hegseth's pastor and close spiritual advisor says he wants James Talarico to die. Quote, "We want him crucified with Christ," said of Talarico. He's praying that God kills him. The pastor's name is Brooke Pottinger, Potteiger. Now, he has repeatedly attacked James Talarico on his podcast called The Reformation Red Pill. And this...
Ladies and gentlemen, that is MAGA white nationalist, Christian white nationalist behavior that are supposed to be representing Jesus Christ, and they want to have another politician who actually does represent Jesus Christ to die. I'll give you the rebuttal that Talarico said. We've got that. We've got TSA. We've got ICE acting as TSA. We've got a budget bill that should have been passed that wasn't. And we always end on some comedy with my man Godfrey. All that and so much more. We start right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
What is going on, everybody? You are in the building with your boy Lamont Tyson, in here to give you all a pretty quick video live stream tonight, just talking about some of the pertinent issues of the day that include this right here. Pastor saying he wants Talarico done. Republicans continue to block bills for the 8th time that would get you some funding for TSA, and a lot of what's been going on. So let's go ahead and start with story number 1. Pastor wants Talarico dead. Talarico replied basically saying that regardless of how you feel about me, I still love you. It's kind of the way Christians should be, and I'm paraphrasing some of this, but regardless of what your feelings are toward me, I still love you. That's Talarico. That's Talarico that said that. Now, folks, Talarico has been on a tear, basically giving you what the Bible really says. That's what he's been doing. And he's doing it as a politician. And a lot of people have bought into what he's saying. A lot of the MAGA folks have bought into what he's saying. And so it would make no reason to understand why these people hate him, because he's taking the bully pulpit based on what the Bible is teaching, based on what the Bible says. And the people that have been kind of caught up in the cult are starting to say, hey, what he's saying is making sense. And what y'all saying seems a little funky, as if I'm next to a fish bin that has the roof off of it and has been sitting in the sun for a long time. It's making a lot of sense. And so, folks, let me know what you guys think about this mess, man. Pete Hegseth, pastor, is saying he wants Pete Hegseth dead. I mean, James Talarico dead. Just complete, utter ridiculousness. And now let's get on to the biggest stories of the week. ICE stepping in for TSA and the issues that have been going on with that in these airports because there's no budget bill. You've got TSA agents calling in. They haven't been paid in months. And the Republicans continuously lie and say it's the Democrats' fault they can't get a bill passed. Well, just the other day, they sent something to Trump's desk and he said he ain't going to sign it. So take a look at what it's got to be like for TSA to step in and pretend to be ICE. ICE to step in and pretend to be TSA.
Bag check. Got any Mexicans in here?
Sorry, what?
I'm just kidding you. They're small, though. Small guys. All right, boarding pass and ID. Hey, today, pal, I'm not just covering for the TSA, all right? I got a mail route after this, and I'm working the graveyard shift at the DMV, all right?
Why?
ICE is the last funded government agency, dipshit. What do we got here? What's this?
A book?
How's it work?
You read it?
Kinda not going on this plane.
Tanaka Coates is an African-American who writes great documentaries and great books. And that's literally what it feels like when TSA is doing, ICE is doing their thing in place of TSA. You got a bunch of folks hanging around with guns, making a place that's already under pressure without them being there, feel even worse. And I just think that this is a test run for Donald Trump. I really think it's a test run for Donald Trump to try to get America primed for him to come in, infiltrate America, and basically make people feel intimidated to go to the polls. That's what I think it is. I really and truly think that that is what the case is. And if people get a chance to be around ICE the way that they're doing it in the airports, maybe they'll become immune to that presence and will show up in record numbers, because as of right now, ladies and gentlemen, Democrats are winning like handedly and predominantly red places. And so I do hope that they're able to push on through and people turn up to vote, because all this thing is with ICE is an intimidation issue. And when you continue to try to lie and say that the reason a budget hasn't been passed for TSA is because of Democrats, take a listen to this.
In terms of funding, ICE is now bigger than the United States Marines. And my Republican friends are saying to me, saying to my colleagues, that if you don't give this overgrown paramilitary force of masked agents jumping out of unmarked cars more money, we're going to leave TSA workers and others unpaid. I think that's patently unfair. I think we ought to fund the federal workers. We ought to fund FEMA, the Coast Guard, we ought to fund Homeland Security, while we have a principled argument about what is happening with ICE, because what is happening there gets to the very basic things that I learned in my 9th grade civics class about the engagement between law enforcement and ordinary citizens every single day. And what we're witnessing in this moment is unacceptable. Pay the TSA workers.
It's 100% unacceptable, but that is the point for Trump and MAGA. They don't want these people to get paid. They want these people that they deem they don't like. And I listen to some of these people going through the TSA line, some of these bougie, richer, upper class, they hate TSA. You see a lot of minorities working there, and they just be talking cash money shit about them. And this is a way to punish them. Well, guess what? It ain't just minorities doing TSAs, everybody doing TSA. And what happens when something gets through an airplane that harms more people? We just had an airplane crash yesterday. Didn't have anything to do with TSA. More of an air traffic controller situation, but they are stretched too. So what happens, because we have this lackluster system in place where we're trying to circumvent essential workers. TSA is essential workers. To put in Trump's personal security team, ICE. That's why he got all that funding, because that is literally the only military force that he can control without having to get congressional approval. And so that's why you see them everywhere. And like I said, the plan is to try to use them to intimidate people in big cities not to come out. So folks, leave me your comments. Have you had to tell your Republican friends that the holding up of the budget is not because of Democrats? It is patently because of Republicans? Let me know. That's not the only issue we're dealing with when it comes to ICE. ICE has invaded some of these communities, and when they've invaded communities, jobs have become lost. And I thought that I was always taught that Republicans, they are the job creators. They love free market capitalism, only to grow up and learn that they are just the biggest fucking hypocrites, projectors, liars, do as I say, not as I do, because what I do is crooked and I bend the curve, and I don't want you to do that. I want you on the hamster wheel of thinking that if you work hard and you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you're going to make it. Take a look at this.
I did vote for Mr. Trump. Deporting the criminals is a great policy. These foundations are poured, ready to go, and we can't even start the construction on them. But we voted for the American dream, and unfortunately, right now, we're not seeing that.
For months, federal agents have been sweeping up workers at construction sites in South Texas.
ICE has raided us anywhere between 10 to 15 times throughout different subdivisions.
Now, work sites across the Rio Grande Valley have ground to a halt. And that's got some Trump supporters in this midterm battleground changing their minds.
These people would just show up to our job sites with no warrants, taking all our workers, even the workers with proper documentation.
Many who work in the construction industry here told us they largely rely on immigrant workers, some of whom are undocumented. DHS did not respond to the Times' request for comment, but in a previous statement, it said these raids protect the nation's workforce.
I've supported Mr. Trump in every election that he's been a part of. We just never thought that this would come and affect us in the construction industry, but most importantly, affect our economy here in South Texas.
We are seeing...
Let me stop his dumb ass right there. Did you hear what he said? He never thought it would come and affect him. He never thought it would come and affect South Texas. So basically, what he just told you, he triple trumped, and then he told you he wanted them to come harm your people, not his. See what I'm saying about Republicans? Do as I say, not as I do. So you just thought that you, as I'm going to say you're Hispanic, was going to be safe because somehow, some way, when they roll up on you, they can see MAGA on the back of your shirt, or they see Republican on your hat. No, Negro, all they see is your skin. They hear your accent and they say, to hell with this. Folks, this is not about jobs. They want you to believe that, but it's not about jobs, because white dudes have already showed you they're not trying to do no hard-working jobs. They want to be sitting at a desk telling people what to do. They want nepotism. They want white privilege. They are not about to get their asses out there and work in the hot sun of Texas, getting on a roof, putting down plaster. But these immigrants are, and you've been rolling out there ruining people's businesses and hurting these people. But folks, again, is this enough for them to change their vote? Or will they continue to have Stockholm stupid syndrome and continue voting for Trump? My gut says they're going to continue to have Stockholm syndrome. But the data is showing that Democrats are winning in deep red states. Folks have failed for the banana in the tailpipe for so many years because the Republican Party has decided to wrap themselves in the flag, sing these I love America, God set us free songs, feel all patriotic, and you get these doe-eyed dummies who actually listen to that and actually believe it's real. It's not. It's not. And the thing that enrages some Republicans about Trump is just how brazen and upfront he is about the things they like to do on the low tip, on the low, because it's exposing people to the bullshit of the Republican Party. It is. And hopefully this young man's business will get back right and he'll be doing fine. But if he really wants to start going down a road where the laws is for everybody and not just coming to get your people, dummy, thinking they weren't going to get you, maybe he'll vote Democrat this time. And I always like to leave my videos on a nice ending of comedy with my boy Godfrey. Now, this might not be as funny to you as it is to me, because it kind of deals with things that happen in the minority community. But you can learn from the stuff he does. And he's an outstanding comedian. When he comes to your town, try to catch this brother. He's funny. Here he is with another one of his favorite things he does on his channel. Take a look.
It's time for Bully Beatdown. Now, this is a great video because it's about a bully who gets his ass whooped, finally. And if you look at this video, I think it's in Spanish. There's the bully, the guy in the white, and he's with the guy in a dark shirt. And he obviously has been, I think he's been bullied a few times by this same guy, because most bullies with you for months on end, probably after school. I think it's after school, and he's going about his business. Guy smacking him, you know, making him look stupid, talking to him in Spanish. But something changes in this, in the guy that's getting bullied. One man with a purpose, one man who finds strength in his heart. Oh my God, this kid starts whooping the bullies, like literally says this shit, and starts giving them rights and lefts, punching him, knocks him down. But what my favorite part was when he kicks him in the face. Oh my God, he soccer ball kicked that motherfucker. I thought he was gonna score a goal. I was gonna be like, goal! Incredibile. I loved it. Good job, dude. Fuck you bullies. Fuck you bullies, and continue to f this stop all these bullies on the Bully Beatdown.
Oh man, I love that dude, man. And folks, if you haven't dealt with a bully, most of the time, the only reason the bully is a bully is because nobody has stepped up to him to smack him in the face. Most bullies rely on you being afraid of them or intimidated of them, kind of like Trump, in order to overthrow you. Because instead of thinking, you know, fight or flight, I'm going to fight, you think flight. And all the time, in every situation I've been in with a bully, when I step to them and go toe to toe with them, their asses change tunes. And that is most bullies. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some bullies out there that can whip an ass, but most of them rely on you laying down for them and being fearful. So the lesson here is somebody's bullying you, stand up to them. Take a stand. Let them know you're not going to be having that shit. You don't got to go beat them down the way Godfrey guy just did it, but just let folks know you're not having it. You ain't going to be bullied. You got the wrong one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this video. Please turn on your notification. YouTube is trying like hell to suppress my videos. I mean, they just been hitting me with these little strikes left and right. As soon as I was getting traction on this channel all over again, I mean big traction, they stopped it with a wall. It almost seems like it's a conspiracy. But I want y'all guys to turn on your notification, continue to share these videos. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. And until that next sexy as hell political video, I'm out.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.